Hello, everyone. Should take a look over there real quick and check out that thunderhead. It looks sick. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but hopefully it stays over there. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, hopefully everybody's doing wonderful. Sun is shining today for the moment. Last 2 days it's been overcast, but yeah, my last video was really dark. My production value. I need a producer. I'm working on getting a tripod. That'll be a good start, and then we can get a studio from there. And I'm not sure if I want to be a journalist again and just start reporting what I know and see and research. Um, I talked about the Dark Night of the Soul, but that was personal, and that was for people going through it. They're not alone, and it's a bizarre time we live in. Oh my gosh! Just my research alone over the last 3 years before this all started, my research was crazy. I mean, just the stuff that was coming up, it was just like parallel dimensional shifting, and it was, yeah, it's bizarre stuff. Mandela effect, all this weird stuff going on. Hard to pinpoint. I think there might have been like a timeline shift when Trump won that first election because he wasn't supposed to. Man, those evil fuckers had it in control, and they just weren't expecting him to kick their ass like he did. And that's what, and I don't know if you're hearing about Fauci now, about how he was funding that lab in Wuhan, but I knew about that last year. I knew a lot of stuff I couldn't talk about, and I was getting censored every step. I also know that there was a risk assessment report on that lab in like 2014, and it was told to be shut down because of safety concerns. And yet, Fauci read that report and kept that lab open. So yeah, that's an interesting little twist. That'll come up later. That's a lot of stuff's coming out slowly. I don't know how, but being a journalist is risky business right now. I love talking about the esoteric in nature. As geese are crying. Love you too. I throw tarot. I throw cards. I just don't do it publicly. I've done that for like a couple of years now. I think I watched tarot for like a year, and then I just figured, what the hell, I wanted to start throwing. I actually started right at the beginning of 2000, I think. Yeah, and it's interesting. I love how it works, man. If you're doing it right, it verifies a lot. It's interesting, but you got to understand the cards too, and you got to interpret. And there's different, and you got to be connected. You got to be tuned in. If you're not flying high or you're flying right, you're not gonna get the right message. You're gonna get bad people coming through. Anyway, that's another interesting aspect, and I wanted to talk about fairies, the things that you can't see. I don't know if it's weird because a lot of these things, like when I was researching videos and stuff online, a lot of these videos people were taking of things that didn't make any sense, or they actually were taking pictures or video of things that they couldn't see at the time, but I don't know if it's the light spectrum or what, they're flying on a higher dimension. But yeah, they come out in the video, but the people at the time, it's like they weren't there, they didn't see it. And it's usually like little weird people, little elves or something. It's interesting videos, man. I'm just saying. I mean, the Bigfoot's a whole another interesting, very interesting. Unless you're going, and I've driven through the Northwest, and it's nothing but, this is not thick forest. You can't see through. You driving down the road, you can't see through the trees. It's just that thick. So, and this is thousands of miles of this stuff. So, imagine. Anyway. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do my videos on. I'm a nomad. I'm on the run, looking for free places to live. I need to start making a living doing this, I guess, because, I can't wear a mask. I'm claustrophobic. I can't, have a panic attack when I'm in the store with my thing over my, I feel suffocated. It's so unhealthy. I don't know how they're getting away with that shit. People are, don't bedazzle your mask. Don't get comfortable. It's not healthy. It's not natural. Please don't be dazzled. Don't do that. Don't, you know, don't get comfortable, people. It's not normal. And let's hope it goes away soon. But the bad guys are in control, so who knows? Dark hearts are in control, people. And that's why I'm out in the wilds, because I'm not a dark heart. And they know it. And there's light hearts out there. There's light workers everywhere. We're just, a lot of them are on the run. Nomads. They're not reporting about that on the news either. That's another thing that I was thinking about. I mean, journalism is shit, and the only journalists that are out there that are worth anything they're just struggling to get the major stuff out. They're not even concerned about the little things. They can't. They don't have time. There's nobody out there. But I've ran it like the last time I got my oil changed. Right, the lady was talking to me, just small talk, and I told them what was going on, what I was doing. And she's like, everybody. She's like, that's everybody. I'm like, what do you mean? Everybody that come through. I'm like, so they're a bunch of, she's all, they're all gypsies. I'm like, I'm more nomadic, but yeah, same thing. But yeah, she's like, everybody is. So there's all the people that have been left homeless and living in their vehicles is just so unreported, or staying at somebody's parked at somebody's house, or they're traveling. They're looking for a home. And it's the Great Awakening. They shut the world down. And I tell people, you shut the world down, and they gave people these computers in their hands while they shut the world down. And what are people going to do? They're going to research. They're bored. They're sitting at home in this little cage that they've been forced to sit in. That's prison. Anyway, so what did people do? They started research. They started Googling. They wanted to know what the hell was going on, right? And they started getting enlightened. People were contacting each other, and they were vibing on a higher level because they wanted to know. They were scared. They were concerned. And they got awoke. They got awoken. And I'm not talking about the woke crowd that think they're hip and they're better than everybody and they're above all this shit. Those people are scum. They're like the worst. They remind me of the brown shirts of the Nazis when they used to go around beating the crap out of the Jews, scaring the crap out of them so they'd leave the country. Horrible humans. If you're woke and you think that everybody's a racist because they're light skinned or bullshit like that, if you're into racism, you're a racist. If you talk about racism, you're a racist. Most people don't care. They just want you to be nice to them. Most people I've met they just want to be treated with respect. There is no hate. And racism is a fallacy. Please, it is a fallacy, people. You cannot hold a whole race of human beings responsible for individual actions. That's just bizarre. You can't. That is the height of ignorance. And it was the height of ignorance when the Democrats in the South, the slave owners, yes, the guys that had the KKK running around scaring the crap out of everybody, those are Democrats, by the way. And they demonized African Americans, especially after they got freed by Abraham Lincoln. They demonized the hell out of them. They made them seem like subhumans, just like somehow the whites are now being subhuman. It's really weird. And I'm Cherokee, Portuguese, I'm everything. So I'm Scottish, so there's no. And my granddaughter Lily is sweet as hell, and she is light skinned. She's Irish, and whatever, and for somebody to say she's evil, it's just psychotic. They're scum. There is no racism. There's only individual responsibility for your actions. And if you're not accepting those responsibilities, like if you go around screaming at people and beating the crap out of people, and you don't even know them because you assume that there's something, you got issues, babe. And you need love, you need work. And instead of the psycho med that they put you on, don't take psycho medication, people. I'll get into my medication. It's called marijuana. It's called cannabis. It can last up to 3 days, so you don't need it all the time, which is amazing. And it does wear off, and it's not addictive. That's bullshit. I've not taken it for years. When I was working and raising my son, I didn't even drink or smoke or anything. So that's bullshit. It just makes you feel better. The CBD, that's becoming pretty popular. But anyway, and the psycho meds, oh my God, I don't want to tell you about that. The research I did in my journalism about the psych medication, started when during the Iraq War. They really got popular because the men were freaking out. They were having shell shock, and they were trying to keep these guys online, keep them in the fight. So they were giving them these pills. And these pills, what they were doing was turning off their emotions so they could still function, but they didn't have any empathy. any compassion, any moral judgment was gone. It was like automatic. And I watched documentaries of soldiers coming back. They were killing themselves and they were committing murders, and they talked about they would get on these drugs and they would go on missions and they wouldn't care. And they would talk about whacking people, yeah, it's scary. But they said they didn't, and he said, I felt nothing. So that's what these people are, these young kids that are running around scaring the crap out of everybody, they're being fed these drugs. And these drugs are making them subhuman because their mental ability to have empathy for another human is not there. It's like a mountain lion or a bear. They're going to eat your ass. They're not going to care because they're instinctual. They're basics. They don't have any empathy for your cries of pain. They're going to eat you, period. And that's when you're animal instincts, that's all you got. And that's what these kids got. They don't have any judgment. They just have animal instincts, and they're running around scaring the crap out of everybody. And they're being sanctioned by the Democrats. People in charge were just like, they're mostly friendly, mostly peaceful. Anyway, I feel sorry for the Trump supporters. Those people, man, Jesus. Talk about putting a Jewish star on their chest, all right? You wore a red hat, dude, you might as well be a Jew in 1940s Germany. Anyway, I hate getting political too, but yeah, it's the world we live in. We got to take responsibility at some point. Like I said, I can't be a man alone on the mountain. It doesn't work that way. I might have to go back into teaching or something. I don't know. I could teach art. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I just want to be happy, and I haven't been happy in a long time. So I'm trying to find my peace, and this is a good start. And I want everybody else to find their peace, and I want the world to be at peace, and I want no more wars, no more violence, no more hurting children. I want all that shit gone. And we can all do it if we work together and vibrate high and have some discipline and self-respect and take responsibility for your shit, man. And just admit to it and get it, move on, accept it, move on, and love yourself. Anyway, I want everybody to have a wonderful day. I'm going to talk about some cool stuff. I'm still working on the videos. I need to start writing some stuff down too. I hate writing. Anyway, but I'm a writer. Go figure. Anyway, love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and love and light, and we'll work on this some more. And I'll try to keep it positive and more light-hearted and stuff. And I'll talk about things that were fun and cool. Maybe tell a joke or two. Who knows? Anyway, love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Okay, bye. Love and light, people.